Hi, I'm Candace Gourdain, and this is Fitness and Harmony. Today we're going to do some Pilates with some dumbbells to create balance and harmony. So every time I say the word harmony, we kind of rejoice because that's the name of what I call my company, Fitness and Harmony, because the muscles talk to each other. The muscles talk to each other, and the brain talks to them. The muscles talk to each other reflexively, but they can learn some basic commands. So let's start seated tall and begin talking to the abdominal muscles. So first, this big brain. Pull the shoulders down and back. Pull the abdominals in. Inhale the ribs in the chest. Blow out through the mouth and then scoop the belly inward and upward. Take a long exhale. So the inhale inflates, but take the time on your exhale for the skin of the abdomen to go in, and then feel as if you're lifting it inward and upward. 2 more times. Take the time to exhale out through your mouth and scoop and uplift the lower abdominal muscles. Hold that there. Hold that tight. Inhale without letting it go out or protrude. Exhale, reassert the connection that my muscle around my waist can hold itself. Because once we start moving the arms and the legs, and we start doing rotation and arm movements, you might forget what your abs are supposed to be doing. So it's good if you put that on like autopilot. So now we'll inhale the arms up. When you exhale through your mouth, but scoop the belly in. So when your hands kind of come back into your abs, it reminds you the scooping here. So inhale, lift up, palms facing up as much as you can. Exhale, remember scooping, and the hands come back in front of the belly. Inhale up, exhale, scoop. Almost like your hands are taking this stuff and pulling it inward. Inhale up. One more time. Exhale, release the shoulders down. So this time, just stretch the arms out to the side walls. Rotate the arms open and closed. Twist back, twist forward. All right, we're working on the muscles talking to each other and then the brain talking to the muscles. We're trying to make the core stronger and have more muscular interaction. Well, muscles are just muscles, right? Muscles only work because a neuron has fired them. Twist open and hold, that is thumb towards the back. Then bend the elbows and extend the arms out. Bend, extend. What are the abs doing? You've already forgotten, haven't you? These abs, remember, they're scooping inward and upward, and you're keeping the shoulders relaxed. Align the crown of the head. I throw my head around a lot. In fact, I make a lot of faces. I have to stop doing that and just kind of keep my eyes on the camera. Keep the abdominals drawing inward, but the shoulder blades down. Now leave the elbows in and then crisscross. Arms in front, arms behind. Arms in front, arms behind. Keep the elbows glued into the side waist. Remember that exhale. Now if you want, especially in Pilates, you might even do kind of a blowout. A blowout. But keep the shoulders from rising. Keep the muscles around the arms, so that's biceps and triceps, in like a permanent state of like, I'm strong here. And that reminds you that the core is connecting to itself. So we actually want to create tension in the abdominals. Leave the arms back. And then bring the arms in so that they're parallel. Now fly the arms out and down, out and down. So this is all about deltoid right now, not a lot of other muscles working here. In fact, these deltoids, the medial, that means the middle, there's 3 of them. The middle deltoid isn't as big as you might think. Now, it was very big back in the 80s. Back in the 80s, we all had very big deltoids. But now, not so much. Now we just have little deltoids. So if I asked you to do about 20 of these, I know you don't want to, you would really get tired and that muscle would get fatigued. Exhale. I'm going to exhale on the way down this time, so it's kind of like I'm squeezing the bellows and making the waist go in. How about 3 or 4 more? Squeeze the waist in. Squeeze the waist in. So focus your mind more and more on all of the muscles around the waist and release. All right, so we're going to come down to the back now, and we're going to take these weights. I actually picked up light weights today. Do whatever weights that you want to try. You can always just put them down. So come to the back. Bring the elbows next to the sides of the waist so the arms are in this L shape, this 90-degree angle. Then begin folding one knee in, then the other. All right, so abdominals pulling in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Shoulder blades tacked down and onto the floor. Elongate the front of the body. So even though one knee is coming in and out, don't crunch. Never think crunch. Always think elongate, lengthen to strengthen. 3, 2, you're pulling the belly in, right? And 1. Now we'll bring both knees. We always say stack the knees over the hips and hold. Now try, if you have these weights, rotating the arm bone out and then back in. Out and in. We kind of did this when we were seated. We were rehearsing this. Squeeze. Remember the bellows? When you exhale, squeeze. Again, I picked up kind of lightish weights. We're working on internal rotator cuff muscles. We've got a whole workout here on the mat with just very little equipment. Exhale, squeeze. Keep bracing more and more layers of the abdomen. So when we go into the more intense and complicated movement patterns, what we're doing is we're creating more muscular connection, which is easy to understand because, you know, it gets complicated. And so obviously you need more muscle to get all of these things going. 3, squeeze the abs. That's the most important thing here. 2, and 1. Now turn the palms facing down away from you and push the arms up and down, up and down. Okay. I once saw an ad for this machine, and it looked like a big sled. I don't know if you've ever seen this. If you had some of the science journals a couple of years ago. And it looks like a big sled, like a Santa sled. But you do things with your arms and your legs, and they claim that you would like burn like 3,000 calories an hour, like some ridiculous amount of calories, and it was like the perfect machine, and no other machine was ever as scientifically as perfect as it. Anyway, the point is, let's do that now. Bring the heels together. Hold on, I got to get my heels together. Push the legs out and pull them in. Okay, I'm not going to tell you how to perfectly coordinate this, but here's what's important. Imagine that your heels are connected to like an imaginary cable over there at the top of the wall over there. And that your hands are on like a bench press, kind of Smith machine, if you know what that is. Once you have that move in harmony, there's the word again, begin to integrate the breath. Exhale, blow out, scoop the belly. Exhale, blow out, scoop the belly. All right, so elbows and shoulders down. Don't let the elbows creep up over your head. You laugh, but I actually see that much more than you would think. Keep pushing the heel bones together. 4. What is the belly doing? When you exhale, we're using the diaphragm. 2 and I lost count. 1. I think that's right. Bring the feet down. Let's put the weights down for a moment. Hug one knee into the chest. And then switch. Go to the other leg. Hug one leg into the chest. Let's roll up as a transition. So stretch the arms overhead, inflate the lungs. Exhale as you roll and curl and round and then come up. Look at me, I got my ball out, but I forgot to tell you, so I can't use that. Let's grab both weights. If you have lightish weights, grab both of them. And hold them in at your chest. Lean just a little bit back and then twist the spine left and right. Twist. All right, you could be sitting, bolt upright if you like. You're still getting a pretty good workout. So you figure out how much you can or want to recline. So one word defines Pilates. And I know I've told you this many times. I hope you're not tired of hearing it. But Pilates is not Pilates. Some of you know the history. Pilates is not Pilates. That would be like if I named this exercise Bourdain. It just happened to be the last name of the person who came up with the system. And the system that he came up with, he called contrology or contrology, because he thought that if you could control your muscles, all of your health would be forthcoming, that you would be like a fountain of youth. That's exactly what he thought. that if we could control the muscles and control the integrations between the muscles and the mind, that all systems of the body would come into harmony. 3. So control, there's the word. And 1, the abdomen. Let's come around to hands and knees. Oh, keep those weights near you. Don't let them roll away. Do you think that's why there's sort of this flat side on the weights so that they don't go rolling across the floor? I think that may be why. We'll come to hands and knees. Move from cat to cow. I enjoy our time together. I don't know. I'm hoping you enjoy it, but I enjoy it. I have a good time here. Inhale, blow out, exhale. Inhale, blow out, exhale. Remember that bellows image? Really inflate like a hot air balloon and then deflate. That's a lot of hot air to get rid of. 3, keep the core strong. Remember, the whole point is to get more core, abdominal muscle. Come back to a flat spine. Let's rehearse this. Extend one leg. All right, I want you to picture a perfect arch. The leg goes across your body and down, over to the outside of your body and down. So an arch, right? You know an arch. Squeeze your abdominals. We're going to do this in standing in a moment. And so it may be difficult for me to describe to you what your leg is supposed to be doing. It's making an arch, and it's making a perfect semicircle without moving your hips, without moving your hips. Elongate the back of your neck. Focus your mind to control this muscle. Inhale, exhale. So what we really want is for more muscle, more better, but more muscles talking. Muscles talk. They speak a different language than we do, but they talk to each other and they talk to the brain. Now the brain is much, much bigger, much, much smarter. It has language, it has images, it has a lot of things it can do. The muscle is very limited. 4. So it's up to your brain to consciously talk to the muscle. And 1. Let's go to the other leg right away. So extend that other leg. Hold, steady the hips. Remember, the leg goes across and down, up, over, and down. We're making a perfect arch to side, without waving your hips. So don't let me catch you waving your hips. We want to feel the movement as it's getting smoother and more controlled. Feel the movement. So the leg is moving. I'm going to stop and kind of just chat with you for a second. The leg is moving, and the hips are trying their best to stay still. But what are the abs doing? So kind of redirect your mind, kind of like you're going to listen to that thing over there instead of all this stuff over here. So funnel and channel your mind to pay attention. 4, 3, unlock the neck and the shoulders, and 1. Let's take a second to step 1 foot forward and try another stretch, a low lunge stretch. So many of you have come to me. I'm very, very lucky through yoga. So you probably went right into a yoga stretch. That's okay, but you don't have to. Because we're not really going after a meditative healing practice now. What we're really we are getting the benefits of reducing stress. That's good. We are adapting muscles and creating happy hormones. Yay. But what we're not doing is trying to get into sort of the self and that meditative. Push your hips back. Remember, just take a stretch here. In between the Pilates exercises, there's rest. And this is supposed to be rest, so don't stretch so hard. In fact, if you were to stretch your muscle all the way out, whatever that means, it would no longer be awake. It would become really passive and flaccid, and we don't want that. We want a muscle to have some like elasticity and resistance. Push forward again. This time, lift the back knee up. So I'm going to come up a little bit into this high-low lunge. I think that's what it's called. Maybe this is a medium low lunge. Like when I go shopping, do I wear a small or a medium or a large? I never know. I just always go with medium, and then whatever it does, it's going to be okay. I don't ever know. I never know what size am I. So now turn the back leg and seal the foot into the floor. For my yogis, we're going to straighten the leg and send the hips to the back wall. Notice my head and chest didn't really go anywhere. They're staying in the same place. So bend this front knee and then straighten the front knee. So what's happening is the knee goes forward. It's like a string is pulling your hips forward. And as the knee goes back, a string is pulling your hips up, up and back. Again, the head and the chest aren't moving. We're staying in the same plane. What I'm trying to do is warm up and wake up the hips. They've already worked a bit with some of the exercises we've done so far. Exhale, find that core contraction, the core connection, that there's muscles in the abdomen. There's so many muscles in the abdomen that all have to work together to support a healthy, long, open spine. Come all the way back down. Take your time. Go slowly. Step back into hands and knees pose. Let's go to the other leg. So when I say low lunge, just push forward. You find this. Quite a few people feel so much more comfortable having one leg out to the side. This in yoga is more of a dragon wing stretch. But if this is where you're comfortable, this is where you find a good stretch. Remember, we're not really doing Pilates right now. Pilates is almost like a dance number. It has a rhythm and it has a speed, and all of that is built into a routine. I don't teach it that way because I want you to have a time to restore, because I know from personal training that muscles, and especially your brain, they need a minute. Kind of, hold on, I don't know what I'm doing. Wait, don't leave me here. And then push back. So when we're doing restorative stretches, I'll call these stretches, I don't really like that term, but we're doing restorative poses or postures, find the angle. So you may need to sweep or swing your hips or twist, or I'm a real big fan of pulling the toe back, always stretching the hardest tendons first, making sure that you're getting deep through the hard fascia around big joints like the ankle or the knee. Good, so then push forward again. Lift up. Stay low. Stay low. Core strong. Scoop and lift the low back. From here, spin the back leg so the sole of the foot is pressed into the floor. Now here we go. Straighten the front leg, swinging the hips to the back wall. Bend the front knee, swing forward, swing back. So we're just kind of dynamically stretching through all of the hip muscles. But control this with the abs. Keep the abs cinching in the sideways. So what we're doing in yoga and Pilates, is we're not being passive. We're not just waiting, hopefully, that this exercise will take hold. I don't know what she's doing. I'm just going to try doing it. You have to be active. So your mind is always learning. From here, though, let's come up to standing. So rattle your way up to standing. I'm good at this time. Catch me later in the day, and I'm like, oh, these hips. They're cracking and they're popping. I'm standing up. Hopefully you can see me. Let's turn the legs out. Walk the heels close. They don't have to be together. And then just plie down and up. So as you start to plie, we're going to take the arms out wide, zip the core muscles, pull the waist muscles. So imagine that you have like big Velcro belt that you're wrapping around your lower abdominals. And now squeeze the inner thigh. So imagine you have this ball, that ball that I just kicked, and when you come back up, you're pressing and squishing that ball together. Squeeze. Chest open and wide. We're going to work those shoulders again, don't worry. Exhale, lift inward, upward. Exhale, lift inward, upward. So every time you come up with control, because we're about to do some nice ballet moves. And, lucky you're, nobody's really there watching you. So you can, hang on to your chair. You can take a walk. You can shake this out when you need to. But we're working the legs, and it's so important. 3, to have control over our legs. I almost, bit it this morning going down. I have a dog ramp and it was icy. Okay, so from here, we're going to balance on one leg and then take the other leg in front and point the toe. You know my toe? Point. Just kind of take a few seconds to sort of get the idea. If it was your hand, you'd have a lot of control. You'd do this, right? So take a few seconds to gain control by squeezing all the muscles around the inner thighs, the outer thighs. This other leg is bent. In fact, that's about exactly what we're going to do. We're going to take this leg, point forward, point side, point back. Side, forward, side, back. Side. Now smooth that out. This is called ronde de jambe. I don't know how you are with your French, but it means around the leg, around the leg, around the jambe. Balancing, balancing. The instep of the foot on the floor, it's like there's a string pulling up that instep and up into the pelvic bowl and connecting to those abdominals that are talking to the leg. So if your abs aren't talking to your leg, you're probably, falling a bit over. We're going to add on here, I hope you're okay. Take the leg behind, hold it there, then do little lifts. So the leg is lifting up, lifting up, lifting up from behind. Point the toe like your big toe is trying to, point back there. I got something to show you. Keep the chest open, keep the shoulders rolled back and down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, step behind, land the foot. Bend both knees, come up, take this leg in front, lift it up, and then back. So back behind, down, come up, lift the leg in front, cross behind and down, out and in front, squeeze, squeeze. What are we squeezing? Always the abdominals. Squeeze and uplift, always, always. Even if your legs aren't doing any of this, that's okay. Exhale and scoop. Exhale and scoop. How about 4 more? You guys are tough. Well, your exhale should cue the leg and the abs to talk. How about 1 more? I don't know. And then we'll switch to the other legs. We're going to start all over. The leg that was standing, boy, it needs a shake. So shake a leg. And then remember we were in this plie situation. Zip the abs in, take the other leg forward and point the toe, hold. Little bit of bend in the knee, align the spine. Remember I just would say pointing, tap and point just to get this started, but that leg. Now this is my left leg. I'm right-footed. So if I were to, display something, point, I'd use my right leg. I wouldn't use my left leg. Here we go. Front, side, back. Front, side, back. All right, I'm having a harder time with this one. Hold on. Now, ronde de jambe, ronde de jambe, ronde de jambe, right? It's making this nice circle pattern. And the same concept that we had, remember we were in hands and knees, and I said, move the leg, don't move the hip. Control. Same concept here. You guys have done this before. I'm loving it. Ronde de jambe. Your foot and your leg go where you're putting them. They're not just like flying all over the place, right? And this other leg is doing a lot of work holding. Boy, we're working that quadricep today and the inner thighs today. Some of my favorite muscles. 4. Remember that a string on the instep there is pulling up the inner leg. Leave the leg behind and do little lifts. Remember this? Little lift. All right, so as your leg is lifting, the tendency is to want to sort of tip onto that. Keep a string pulling the crown of the head up. You're doing it. I'm so happy we get this time together. It feels so good. What's happening is we're releasing these hormones. You're always so glad we did this. How about 4, 3, 2, but wait, this is where we step behind, cross behind, transfer some body weight there, go down, up, Lift this leg out in front and hover it. Cross it behind, land it behind. Put some weight there, go down, up. In front, cross behind, lower and lift. Boy, this class looks so good today. I'm almost tempted to get us like matching headbands and record this for a professional video. Inhale, exhale. Remember, even if your legs aren't moving, or let's say your legs aren't doing what you planned for them to do, reconnect to the breath and re-scoop the abdominals. Remember, all strength and all force comes from the core. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Oh, both legs need to be shook. So shake out the legs. Wow, wow, inner, outer thighs. Come on, baby. If you still have those weights, if they haven't run away, use your knees to grab the weights. You know what I mean by that. What I meant by that was make sure you didn't just hip hinge over. All right, let's go back where we were. Take the legs a little bit wide, knees a little bit bent, and do that crisscross again. Crisscross. Every time something touches your waist. So when my hands come in front, I pull my abs in. Inhale, exhale, squeeze. Exhale, squeeze. Let's add on here. This is a particularly coordinated group I've got, so I'm going to say out, extend out, pull in. So crisscross, extend out, pull in. Crisscross, yes. We're working a lot at the same time, so if you need to slow down, all we're doing is trying to create harmony. And it's like you have a lot of small children all in one place. First thing is you need their attention. I taught children for years, and I really enjoyed it. The younger, the better, by the way. Because once they get a little bit older, they all have their own, ideas about how this should be going. But I've taught children for years, and we started out telling them a story and really getting their attention. So I want you to get the attention of your abdominals. 4. And you do that with exhaling the belly in. 2. And 1. We're going to do what we did this the other day. Take the legs a little bit wider, come down almost more to a plie. So tailbone down, abs pulled in. We're going to take one arm, twist it in and over. Remember this? Thumb in and down, and then twist that arm out. Twist over and down. So I guess this would be like pulling a sword out of a sheath. There's another way to say that. Squeeze your abs, drop your tailbone, twist the arm. Okay, I have these nice little 3-pound weights. I'm hoping you have something like 5 or less. If you have 8, I really would rather you put them down because this is a smaller muscle, not really made for this kind of thing. So analyze sort of the twist of how the arm is moving in the shoulder. Analyze how the shoulder blade is co-balancing. I don't think that's a word, but it's balancing with the arm bone. So the arm bone's like waving in front, right? That's obvious. But what's the shoulder blade doing? Keep the shoulder blade attached. Don't let it wing out. It's not like a seesaw. 4 more. I don't know, Candace. I'm feeling legs here. And we'll go to the other arm. Twist over, twist open. I don't know if you noticed, but I always start with my right arm. So next time we come together here, I'm going to have to remind myself, start with your left. So when I go downstairs, things like that, I always lead with the same leg. Yeah. That's okay. But then I have one leg that can't handle it, right? Squeeze the abdominals, connect. So don't passively go through this. Every movement informs the next movement, how to flow, how to be stronger. Are your deltoids afire by now? Let's do 4, I don't know, Candace did like about 300 of these arm raises too. I don't know what she was thinking. And one. I have one more for you. Whew, give me a second to kind of get these legs shaken out. All right, we twisted the arm bone. I just want to review. We twisted a lot of rotator things. So I want to make sure that I get some of the back fly. So lean forward, one knee is holding you, or one arm is holding you on that knee. Then fly the arm out to the side and down, out and down. Most neglected muscles of the body obviously are the back muscles because, well, they're back there. They designed this shirt so I would remember, Candace, there's where they are. Don't forget that you have a back. Ironically, I don't know if it's ironic, back pain doesn't really come from weak back muscles per se. You can argue with me, I guess, and that's okay. But back pain really comes from other muscles that are out of balance, like the big gluteals, the big hamstring muscles, and maybe weak some abdominal muscles. 4, I hope you don't have 10-pound weights right now. Let me check. Anybody have 10-pound weights? Put that down. And 1. We're going to go to the other side. So you're just leaning one leg forward, using your hand to hold you there. Let this arm hang, but then contract the arm and the shoulder muscles and then fly out and down. What are your abs doing? They're harmonizing. They're all squeezing together all at the same time. So there's pelvic floor muscles, you know this. There's these big wraparound oblique muscles making like a basket holding. The diaphragm on top is like the conductor. It's going, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's moving all the other abdominals. So they're going in harmony with the diaphragm muscle, which is creating the beat, the back beat. And then the transversus abdominis wraps around and squeezes out, kind of the last note. 4 more. Make sure your shoulder's not riding up into your neck. That's it. And then we'll release the weights. Oh, I got one more for you. Remember, bend your knees to put the weights down. I'm exaggerating it to make sure that you don't hurt that back. One leg forward, one leg back. Remember we were back there before and we were taking the leg across and down, up and out and down. Remember this one? So your body's at a 45-degree angle and it's held in place by the leg on the floor. And the leg is making that nice, beautiful arch. Same thing we did in hands and knees a little while ago. What's different here is that you're balancing on one leg. So hold on to your chair. That's okay. It's okay. Hold on to your chair. And stabilize the pelvis. So I'm holding on to my hips so I'll be able to feel if they start going somewhere. They start getting away from me. 4, 3, scoop the core muscles. What's happening? 2, and 1. Let's go to the other leg. So one in front. You're sort of at a diagonal. You can keep your toe on the floor and just work on exhaling the belly in, or start taking the leg across and down, out, over, and down. Remember that we're trying to get the muscles to talk to each other. So as your muscles are trying to go, oh, what an arch looks like this, the muscles themselves have to communicate with each other of holding and releasing to make a fluid. That's why even the best robot has sort of jerky movements, because there's so much going on inside the muscle that's not directly from the brain per se. So there's lessons. Your muscles have to sit there like they're in class 4 and learn their lessons. Scoop the core, one more. And then let's flow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, extend back. Oh, that feels good. Inhale, come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Step back to downward dog as you exhale, and then breathe. Breathe. Boy, these legs, we're going to have to take some time to stretch them here. Breathe. So remember in Pilates, when we stop, we may be doing a yoga pose, but give yourself this latitude and freedom to just restore. Your muscles have been in school. They've been paying attention. They've been taking copious notes. They've been very careful. Take 3 slow breaths and really saturate your muscles and bathe them in energy. Let's come all the way down. So make your way carefully, kindly back onto your back. We'll go back kind of to the beginning. Draw one knee in and hold. See if you can lengthen that leg straight up. Catch it and pull. Take a deep breath in as you exhale. Feel as if you're driving your leg bone into the hip socket, so like straight down. Even if you're out here, that's okay. Try to drive it in. So all of the connective tissue can take a break. That connective tissue is not only really strong and thick, it also has a level of intelligence. It can think. Muscle is not dumb. Muscle is not just dead tissue. It's alive and adaptive. Now bend this top knee and draw the leg across your body, 3 or 4 inches. Give it a push. Now begin to smooth out your breath. So we're easing our way through a few stretches to get ready for Shavasana. So just smooth out. Kind of open up a space, around your heart for the possibility of letting go. Letting go. We've been doing contracting and controlling. Maybe that's what we should have called Pilates, contracting and controlling. But we're getting ready to open and let go and let flow. Let's go to the other leg. Draw the knee in and hold. As you take a deep breath in and out, let there be a smile. Let there be a smile. Even if there's no reason right now to smile, do it anyway. Just let the body feel the muscles of smile. How often do you smile? Kick this leg up, catch it and pull. Remember, we're driving the leg down, like pushing it down towards the floor through the head of the femur, head of the leg. When you exhale, loosen the shoulders and the neck. Like somebody got their hands, they're pulling those shoulders down. Now bend this top knee, take your other hand and push it gently over 3 or 4 inches. So you're pushing, maybe that leg is even resisting. That's okay. Meaning, maybe you're letting your leg push back. That's right. Remember, our goal for today was balance and harmony. So when we're stretching, we're not always just elongating and letting go. And when we're working, we're not always just contracting and holding tight. That there's a balance between those things, and that's what creates movement. Do 3 smooth, remember, heart-opening breaths. And then move into Shavasana. So kind of wiggle your body into a relaxed Shavasana, into a body. All of the movements. I want you to go into your body and communicate kindness. Communicate compassion for yourself. Open the heart and receive the light. Soak in. Soak in the breath and widen the chest. Let the breath be gentle and flowing. Clear your mind. Generate compassion for yourself. See and feel a light radiating from your heart traveling through your body in streams. Of shimmering light. Soften a little more. Unclench another muscle. When that muscle unclenches, it signals to the ones around it. It's okay. I've got this. As your heart is radiating the light, you feel as if you are not alone. The universe is supporting you. Breathe it in. Soak up the light and feel restored. As your chest opens, you feel more relaxed. Inhale slowly. Just let go. Exhale whenever you want to. Inhale slowly. Without directing, just let the breath do what it needs to do now to restore you. Soaking in the light, opening up the heart. Begin to make your way onto your side. Open your eyes. Press up off the floor. Come all the way up. Come to a seated pose. Plug your hips down into the floor. So find those hip bones and press them down. Let the knees fall open. Inhale, and then with the hands, I don't know, up. And then lean over to one side. Come up, inhale. Exhale over to the other side, stretch. Feeling so much better now. Inhale all the way up. Deep, 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 deep breath. Exhale, you're all done. I applaud you.